Welcome back, biology students, to week 15. We are just going right along here as we are coming down to the final weeks of the semester. We're going to be going over a topic this week called macromolecules. Next week is the Thanksgiving week, which is a shortened week. So here's how this is going to work. So I'm going to teach you information about macromolecules this week. And then we're going to get started on a concept map this week, but it's not due this week. The concept map will be due next week. And then next week, we're going to go over the process of cellular respiration, which is how you use energy from food for all the things you need to do in your body. So photosynthesis, macromolecules, and cellular respiration. Last week, this week, and next week. All three of those are going to be put together in a quiz. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to do the quiz next week or probably after Thanksgiving. I'll let you know when I make that decision, but just keep those notes on photosynthesis, the notes we take this week and the notes we take next week, because you're going to use all those on a very big test-like quiz that's going to be coming. So I just want to get you that heads up for what's going to be happening this week and next week, because it's going to be a short week. Okay? All right, as far as what you need to do this week, let's jump right in and take a look. So we're in week 15. We're going to be talking about macromolecules. Macro meaning big, and then obviously a molecule are these little structures made out of atoms that do all sorts of things in your body. And so before I get into how your body makes energy, you need to understand a little bit about macromolecules and the major ones that are involved in most of your body processes. So two things that are due this week. You're going to be making a macromolecules chart with food that you can actually find in your house, or maybe a bag of chips or a soda can, or food or drink will work. You'll need to find 16 items, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. And then the other thing is notes. We'll be taking those notes the second half of this week, so that'll be on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. All right. Now in green here, it says concept map. Now again, notice it's not due until the 30th. So that's not even next week, that's the week after. So you got some time on that, but you really should get started on it, because you don't want to wait till the last minute and have it be something rushed and you don't get full credit for it. You just don't want that to happen. Okay, the one weird thing, I guess, or new thing this week is this macromolecules chart. So basically what I'm asking you to do is, if you scroll down past the directions, there's this chart right here. You need to recreate this chart. Again, you can recreate it on the computer. You can recreate it on a piece of paper. I have the file right here, so if you want to download it and print it out and then work on that, that's fine too. And just got to be able to turn it into Jupyter. You're going to be filling this out, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So these are the instructions it gives you. It says you need to find 16 items for food or drink. And what you are looking for in those items is something called the nutritional facts. I'm going to show you all this in just a second. And so, it can't be just like you make a sandwich, because you don't have the nutritional facts on the sandwich, unless you want to go back to the meat wrapper, back to the cheese wrapper, back to the bread wrapper, and then add it all up and figure out what the sandwich is. You could do that, but that seems like a lot of work. So I would actually pick 16 items in your house. I've got a Costco huge monstrous box of Cheetos or Cheez-Its right here, so I'm going to show you how to do it off of this in just a second. And then you're going to pull information, what the serving size is, the amount of protein, the amount of carbohydrates, the amount of lipids and fat, and then you're going to record that in the chart that you recreated. And so I would put Cheez-Its, and then I'll put the information on serving size, amount of protein. Don't forget the percents. Don't forget the percents. So you need amount and percent, amount of carbohydrates and the percent, amount of the fat and the percent. So you should, it should look something like this. What I got Cheez-Its. Do this. Okay, notice mine is kind of being a little funny on the size thing. All right. And then I'm going to show you where this stuff is. So I'll have 27 crackers is my serving size, amount of protein. I'm going to show you how to look this all up in just a second. 3 grams. There is no percent on protein because your diet, there's no limit on the number of protein that you have. But for carbohydrates, there is a percent. So 17 grams. Grams should be lowercase. According to the 2,000 calorie a day diet, that is 6% of your daily amount. And then for fat, it's got 8 grams, which according to the 2,000 calorie diet is about 10% of the amount of fat that you need to have. And so when they're telling you these numbers are for those 27 crackers. So if you only eat 27 Cheez-Its, that should be an I right there. If you only eat 27 Cheez-Its, then that's what you're eating. But whoever eats just 27 Cheez-Its, right? So let me show you how I just pulled those numbers. So what you need to do is find 16 items. Could be snacks, could be rice, pasta, sauces, whatever you find in the kitchen. Drinks will work. Even if you put water will be basically zeros across the board. Has no protein, has no carbs, has no fat. Anything you eat or drink, anything you consume as you are a consumer, right? Okay, so let me show you how to look this stuff up. Let's go back to the dot cam here. See if I can zoom in on this really quick. Let's see. Go to the side here. All right, you can kind of see the nutritional facts right there. So every product should have these types of information on them. Sorry that the light is so shiny on this package. Let's try doing it that way. There we go. Okay, so serving size. Somewhere on here you'll see it says serving size. For this one, it's up here, up near the top. It says 27 crackers. So that means all this data, all these numbers they give you are for that one serving size. So if you eat 27 crackers, you had this much fat. But if you eat 54 crackers, you would have to double that times 2. If you had 108 crackers, you would have to multiply that times 4. So the more that you eat, you multiply times these numbers. So that's what a serving size is right here. So that's serving size. So look for that. Okay, the first thing you need to do was protein. That's usually down here. That's your protein. Okay, so I said 3 grams of protein in 27 crackers. And then carbohydrates right here. Total carbs. Okay, don't worry about the fiber and the sugars. That just tells you the different types of carbs. We just want total carbs. So that's 17 grams, 6% of your daily amount. Okay, and then fat. Go to total fat. Don't worry about saturated, trans, all the different kinds of fats. Those are just all the subtype of fats. You just want total fat. There's 8 grams in every 27 crackers. That's 10%. So that means if you eat 270 crackers, which means you time this by 10, that would also mean that you would times this by 10, right? 10 times 10 is 100. So 270 Cheez-Its is 100% of your daily fat. You should eat no more fat the rest of the day. And it's like, wait a second, I could eat like 270 crackers in one bowl. Exactly. This is how Americans overeat. We're eating more than we need. But that's what this is kind of about. So this is how you find the information. Serving size, total fat, total carbs, protein, and then you will input that into your chart. You'll do that for 16 different items. If you want to use Cheez-Its as one of your items, go for it. I'm all for that. That's fine with me. Okay, and so you would just have this chart recreated, and I'll have 16 lines. Tell me the name of the product, and then tell me the serving size, the proteins, the carbs, and the fat. And I'll be talking about this in class on Monday and Tuesday. It'd be nice if you could get that done by Wednesday and Thursday's classes, because that will help you with the notes that we're going to take. Sorry, I got to change my camera back. There we go. All right, let me go back to our notebook. All right, so that's your first assignment, is to make this chart and go research based on the stuff you've got at your house, or you buy snacks or drinks from the local store. You can use those too. Okay, second assignment. This is even more straightforward. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be taking notes on the 4 macromolecules. I'm going to talk a little bit about what proteins are and what they do and how they look. We'll talk about what carbohydrates are, what they do and how they look. I'll talk about what fats are, what they do and how they look. And there's another one called nucleic acids, which is not something we put on our nutritional facts, but you do need to consume it. And we'll talk about what those are and how you eat it. And so we'll take those notes, we'll put them in here. That's your second assignment for the week. And then again, your third assignment, again, I would just start it or get started on it, but you don't have to like finish it this week, is the concept map. Now these terms on here for the concept map, all these listed right here, they come from photosynthesis. They come from the notes we're taking this week. And some of them are even going to come from the notes you're going to take next week. So you may not even know, like ATP. You're probably like, what is that? Okay, so skip that one. You don't know that one yet. Cellular respiration, we haven't gone over that yet. But you know chloroplast, that was photosynthesis. Sunlight, producers, you know what those are, consumers, chlorophyll, that's from photosynthesis. Okay, so a lot of this is from photosynthesis and the stuff we'll learn this week. So I would get started on the concept map, just so that way you don't fall behind, because remember, it's not just the map, it's also the summary. Don't forget, it's a total of 50 points, 20 points for the map, 30 points for the summary. So if you do the map, but you don't do the summary, the most you're going to get is an F. You have to do the summary to get a passing grade on it. Like, that's by design. All right. So start the concept map, but what 2 assignments you have this week are the notes and this chart. Oh, I forgot to mention, at the bottom of the charts, there's some questions based on all of the 16 items. You say, which item has the most per serving? Which item has the least protein? Which one has the most carbohydrates per serving? Which one has the least carbohydrates? And just to give you an idea of like what kind of foods have lots of protein, what kind of foods have little protein, which ones have a lot of fat, which ones have a lot of carbohydrates, things like that. Okay? So chart with these 6 questions and the notes due Monday, and then start the concept map, but that's not due until the 30th. And there you go. That's the week in biology. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll get started on the first one on Monday and Tuesday, so I'll see you then. Have a good one.